All right, Larry, let's dive right in here and take a look at what we did today during your lesson. So on the left here, what we're going to see is when the club goes back, you kind of pick the hands up, and the club doesn't really get a whole lot of turn in the backswing. You're not really turning your shoulders. And then as you come down, you have to try to save it, so you end up almost losing your posture to try to shallow the club out. Sometimes we'll end up hitting the ground early, and you can see that the right foot is still very flat. So at impact, that foot should already have been rolled. Then we get this little chicken wing effect, and there's our finish. Over here on the right, we have the hands really far forward pressed, and then when we swing back, you're going to see that your head is going to move outside of this circle. So here we go. So as you swing back, you're going to watch that center of your cap, and you'll see it go outside the circle there, and then you'll end up sometimes struggling to get back into your left, and then you'll end up hitting the ball either heavy, and then sometimes your hands get really active and you'll hit a big hook. Next thing to take a look at is the arm structure here. You can kind of see that basically chicken wing effect. So we did a couple of drills during this lesson where I had you basically start from like right here where the club was off your right foot and try to make some swings where you just kind of brush the club along the grass as long as you could, creating a lot of extension. So that was a drill to try to help get rid of this chicken wing effect. In this next clip, what we're going to talk about is one of the main keys that we took away from your lesson, and that was basically the hands working more inward. So trying to get those to feel like they're working more in towards your body. And the way you do that is actually not thinking of the hands. How you do that is you think of the right side of your body and your right hip basically rotating away from the golf ball, and that will get your hands working on an inward fashion. So here we go on the way back, trying to swing back. You can see the hands at least not going outside the yellow line. We would like to get them closer to the body than where they are right now. And then as we get up to the top of the swing, we're getting a lot more turn. And now the club's going to track a little bit more shallow, and we're coming down and we end up hitting kind of this little draw. Still getting a bit of that chicken wing effect, but those are things that we're going to fine tune as we continue to work together. All right, in this final clip, we're showing what we're trying to do with your body rotation, and specifically we're going to talk about what your hat is doing. So before we saw the hat moving outside the circle. Now when we swing back, what you're trying to feel is that your hat is basically moving in this fashion. So as it's swinging back, it's moving this direction. So as we swing back, let's watch that. So you'll see your hat staying more in the circle there. The body hasn't swayed quite as much, so that's much more improved. So those are your two main things there. We're talking about trying to feel like we use the right side of the body to swing the club back, and we want to feel the head not moving off of the center of where the ball is. So when I say the center, I'm just talking about if I drew a line up from the ball here, you're trying not to have your head sway too much off of that. So really enjoyed the lesson. I felt like it was super productive. I saw you hitting the ball way better towards the end. I look forward to hearing your progress as you continue to play and practice. And until next time, happy golfing.